Hi everyone, we've just received our first shipment of Nextile Revolutions in Australia, so I thought I'd take the time to open up the box and give you a demonstration of what you're going to find and how you'll set up your telescope in the first place. So first thing to do is just open up the outer packaging. Simply remove your strap in, throw that out of your way, make a couple of simple cuts through the side, up through the centre. Generally they actually will come apart quite easily once you've done a little rip. At the other end you might just need to do a slight cut as well. And immediately we've gone into the inner side. Okay, so we're starting to get there. When you're finished with your Swiss Army knife, make sure you close it up and put it away out of the way so you don't lose a finger. Now, what I would suggest you do is simply remove box by box. Empty packing box, which can go over there. One of the key things that comes inside the packaging is your instruction manual. Make sure you keep a copy of this. If you do end up losing it, you can go back to the Celestron website and go to the individual product page and download a soft copy, should you need. Okay, so once you've got your main smaller boxes outside, what I'd suggest you do is fold this back up. And you need to keep this because this is actually the best way to transport your telescope should you be deciding to move it around. So key point is do not throw away the outer cartons. Okay, once you get to your inner cartons, they will come in 4 major boxes, such as we see here. Swiss Army knife again. Okay, now once we've got the boxes all open and ready to go, first thing you will do is bring out your tripod. Again, keep all the packaging, make sure you just keep that secure somewhere. Simply take off the styrofoam top and bottom for the tripod, remove your plastic bag, and your tripod is out and ready. Second box here is actually, just pop this open, is your accessory tray, newly designed accessory tray. This type of tripod accessory tray comes on the 6 and the 8-inch models of the Evolution series. The 925 model goes back to a standard CPC style accessory tray. This is one of 2 accessory trays that comes with the Evolution. For the moment, we'll just pop this over here. Next, you take off the styrofoam packaging for the mount. So we'll just pop this out. And the hand controller that comes with that. For the time being, I'll just keep that here. And the last box you will open will be the optical tube assembly. So again, making sure you keep all packaging. What I'm actually going to do first is get everything else ready. So I'm now at the point where I'm actually going to set up the telescope. So with the telescope, we're going to now attach the accessory tray. Simply unscrew the nut on the bottom of the tripod rod, I'm going to call it. With this, it goes one way up, and that's just identifiable by the fact that this area is recessed, allows you to put your accessories in here. Eyepieces go into the particular size slot. Once you've done that, simply insert that So it's pretty basic, just follows up on through to the rod, and each of these points from the 3 legs of the accessory tray aim towards the legs of the tripod. Make sure you put the nut back, wash it and then follow it up with the nut. You may need to turn it upside down like what I've just done there, because there was actually a gap in the thread, believe it or not. So, which will then allow us to tighten this and make it more secure. Once that's sufficiently tight, turn it back up. Away you go. I'm going to leave it at its minimum settings, so it's actually sitting down quite low. To raise that, you would simply undo the nut on the side of the tripod leg, and that will allow you to extend the leg to various lengths. Actually, one of the tripod's new features on this tripod, there's actually little indents and markings so that you can ensure that each tripod leg is at the same length. Tighten that back up. Okay, so we've got our accessory tray now attached to our tripod, still at minimum sized setting. Just going to take the mount out from the bag. Now with the mount, it's actually got a nice ergonomic handle, so once you actually get out in the field and decide to carry it around, you can carry both your tripod, accessory tray and the mount quite readily. Now what this will do is just sit over the top center of your tripod. You simply, once you find the dead center, it just sits on, you spin it around till it latches, so there's 3 points which will follow it. There's this little nut underneath. You just move it around until it slots in and you can't move it any further. Once you've done that, these 3 nuts will need to be tightened underneath. I should have mentioned that on the top of the tripod, just where we've placed this mount, is a spirit level actually built into the mount itself, so that you can always guarantee that your tripod is level, irrespective if you're placing it on a hill. You can adjust the tripod legs and make sure that the spirit level is dead center, and that's when you attach your mount. So now that we have this all firm and secure, that's good. Now we can simply show you the attachment of the optical tube assembly. You'll notice this free moves as we speak, but if you tighten the orange locking screw on the side, then you can't move this around. So if that is tight, just make sure you loosen it off, and then you can move this to whichever way you like. The next part is the optical tube assembly. With the optical tube assembly, again it comes in a plastic bag, comes with some silica gel as you'd expect. All Celestron telescopes are supplied with a warning advising you to not point them at the sun unless you're using an appropriate solar filter. Okay, a blinding experience if you don't. Once you have the optical tube assembly out of the bag, it comes in some paper just to prevent any sort of rubbing on the side of the optical tube. Simply remove that paper. There's actually a little sticker that covers and keeps the evolution markings protected. Again, you need to just remove that and throw that out of the way. Once you've actually got this to the point ready now to assemble, our mount is ready to go, our optical tube assembly. All we need is the bar on the side of the optical tube assembly to be pointing towards the same side as the mount. So what you've got is this dovetail connector. Simply move it through. If you find it moves around too much, you can lock the locking screw in place. Making sure you hold on to the optical tube assembly, a vital part of your telescope. Now you can adjust this to be whatever area you wish, in terms of how long the bar you wish to attach it. But once you've got it in position, you can then simply tighten the screw and you have a fully assembled telescope. So as you see, that is our NexStar Evolution. It's a brand new telescope in Australia. It's just arrived, so pretty basic to set up. As you can see, it only took me a few moments. We still have to connect the finder scope, and there's a few other accessories such as eyepieces, etc. in the case. What I'll do is, once it turns to night time, I'll do a video showing you how you go through the alignment process and get up and running with astronomy. But as you can see, it's taken me 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops to completely unpack it, have it set up. Now what we need to do is just go through the alignment process. I'll be coming back to you with more videos in the near future. If you have any comments or suggestions or even feedback, because this is my first video, please feel free to leave a comment underneath. Thanks very much.